Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Richard Lotz from Southern Oregon Orthopedics, a nurse practitioner there. Richard, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me today.
So we've got an event coming up Wednesday night over at the Smullen Center at RRMC here in Medford. What is this about?
There's going to be two topics of discussion. The first will be on anterior cruciate ligament injuries, and the second and the bulk of the evening will be on concussion evaluation and management.
Okay, so these are very common sports injuries. The ACL, a horrible injury for athletes, and concussions. A lot talked about with concussions these days.
Correct. Yeah, the ACL injuries, they require extensive surgery and rehab, so the athlete's out for quite a while. Dr. Todd Clevenger is going to discuss that, the prevention of some of those injuries as well as the management. And then we'll have 3 speakers talking about concussions, how we evaluate them, etc.
Okay, and we hear a lot about concussions, of course, now with the NFL and lawsuits and all these things happening, but concussions can happen to anybody, anywhere.
That's correct. You know, for quite a long time they've been underreported or unreported, and now the pendulum's swinging back a little bit towards the middle, so we're seeing more of these injuries, and there needs to be some consistency on how they're evaluated and treated, whether it's by a team medical provider like myself or just a general practitioner in the general public.
Okay, and when it comes to concussion, is that a brain injury? Is that what that is?
Correct. It's a closed head injury or traumatic brain injury. There's various levels. There's no longer the mild, medium, and severe. It's now either a concussion with or without loss of consciousness. For quite a while, those minimal concussions were underreported, and we now know that many of those minimal concussions, in the old school terms, created long-term bad outcomes.
Wow, okay. And when it comes to concussions, what should people do? At what point should they be going to an ER or a doctor?
Well, for the team medical standpoint, we have folks on the sidelines who might see myself or Dr. Clevenger, Dr. Chamberlain on the sidelines. We can evaluate them. But when you're at like a sideline game for your kid's soccer match, you see someone have a head collision, whether with a ball or the ground or another athlete. They get up, holding their head, they have a headache, they're ringing in their ears, they have visual disturbances. You really need to bring them to the sidelines and sit them out. There's an old adage, when in doubt, sit them out.
Okay, very good. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Mr. Lotz in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with nurse practitioner Richard Lotz from Southern Oregon Orthopedics talking about this event you guys have coming on Wednesday here in Medford. So is this event free to the public?
It's free to the public. It's going to be very broad ranging, whether you're a medical provider, a coach, a parent, or an athlete. There'll be information that's pertinent for everyone. We encourage everyone to attend, and it's free.
Okay, yeah, and so ACLs and much of it is talked about is concussions.
Correct.
And so how do you determine if someone has a concussion?
Well, first of all, we have baseline testing, preseason baseline testing for most of the schools in the area. We also have sideline evaluations. So we set a baseline before the season starts. Then if we have an athlete that's on the sidelines that's injured, we bring them to the side. We have a specific type of test that we do for them to try and determine, are they concussed? Should they return or shouldn't they? And then we want that to be a consistent answer for everyone, whether it's us doing it or a medical provider for a different team. We also have return to play protocols. There's a lot of interpretation as to when a player should return to play. We want to make sure that there's a consistent answer for that.
Okay, absolutely. All right, and so the event is, of course, free to the public. If people want to find out more information, where can they go?
They can go to asante.org under the classes and events section and the 2014 Sports Medicine Symposium and register. They can also go to Southern Oregon Orthopedics website.
Very good. Great to meet you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.